Hey everyone, Hughesman coming at you, and welcome back to our second deep dive, where we literally dive deep into the intricacies of virtual reality. Today we're going to be exploring Diorama number 3, the Marchlands, and it's available on Steam for the Vive as well as Oculus Rift, but potentially also works with Google Cardboard if you use an app like VR. I've personally never done that, but let me know in the comments if you're able to, because I'd love to try that out as well. And the reason I chose this demo this week is because during our live stream this weekend, we're going to be exploring and playing around with SteamVR in Unity. And this app is a great way to interact with a very simple scene and play around with it, which is exactly what we're going to try and build, although probably with less graphics. So let's just jump into it. So the first thing I want to point out is what we're seeing right now. It's the diorama. And I think this is absolutely a fabulous way to interact and preview a world. So we're going to set this up right now. So the way you do that is you use the positional tracking, get close to it, and then it calibrates us. And then we're going to be able to peek into some small worlds. So I absolutely love this. It's a great storytelling technique in the sense that right now, as I'm peeping into this virtual world, I can get really close and like look at some of the finer details. But I feel empowered. I have full control over this world. But in a split second, that can quickly change, especially with virtual reality. And we're going to see that right now when we're gonna jump into this scene here. So this is the main scene of the Marchlands. It's a pretty barren ghost town wasteland area. And we can see some ghost cars and the rain. But so now again, I feel like I have control because this is all very small and in my mind it's like, oh, I'm bigger than it. So this isn't going to be a very scary experience. But that quickly changes when I go ahead and visit it. So then I'm thrown literally into the scene. And that empowerment that I just kind of described literally just goes out the window. And now I'm here in this very mysterious place. We don't really see the cars that we were seeing before. And it adds to that storytelling technique, which is, I think, really amazing if done well, kind of like in here. So the first thing I want to point out, since we're talking about storytelling, is these controllers. So you should have been able to see the controllers before, but now they're actually invisible. And for most 510 mils, that's actually pretty odd. You should be able to see the controllers. But for this particular case, the developers chose to make your controllers invisible to make you kind of feel like a ghost in this story, which works really well because the story is about having that kind of existential crisis. Like, are these ghost cars that if we look out the window we might be able to see, are they real or just in my imagination? Or am I even in this scene, or am I just a ghost that's kind of casually viewing the scene? It doesn't look like we're seeing any right now. Oh, there it is. There's one ghost car. But it's all part of bringing the storytelling techniques together to really make you feel immersed and present as part of the scene, or partially not present because they want you to kind of question whether you're a ghost or not. So I think that's a really cool takeaway from looking at this demo. The other thing I want to point out is the audio, and so if you're listening to this, it's very rainy and like it feels like rain is all around me, and when I was putting my headset on, it's sunny right now in California, but when I put the headset on and saw the visuals of the rain as well as the sound, I kind of started questioning whether it was actually sunny. It I would have literally believed if it was raining outside. That's how immersed I kind of felt when I tried this audio. And the other really cool thing here is the positional audio. So if I put my head to this phone, you can hear the phone buzzing since it's off the rack. And that is also a super powerful technique when you're working in a scene because adding small sounds like this really bring that scene to life. The other thing that we're going to point out, and this is the things that we're going to try and implement, is interacting with our scenes. So we have our controllers, you can't see them, but we can use them to play with the cloth, and there's some good cloth physics on this, and just move them around very naturally, just like you would do in the real world. Just move them around. There are some flowers here. I can kind of brush them, and I get some haptic feedback from that. And again, this is all stuff that is actually pretty simple with SteamVR to to implement and play around with on yourself. So that's what we're going to be doing this weekend. So if you're interested in learning about that or seeing more about these deep dives, make sure to like and subscribe or follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And other than that, this has been Fuseman. I'm signing out, and I'll see you guys in the next deep dive.